So I'm just going to comment on Chris Cuomo and him losing it because I believe that some of my Jimmy Dore and Kyle Kalinske are wrong when it comes to Chris Cuomo losing it. Okay, so here it is.
I thought that's who you were. Oh, walking-ass bitches from the right call me Fredo. My name is Chris Cuomo. I'm an anchor on CNN.
So he went ahead and he's totally straightforward. So Chris Cuomo is seriously, being a professional, and he's standing up for himself. I think he's very careful with his words. And this guy right here, in the very beginning, he's got a video camera down below, so it looks like he's kind of secretly recording him. So he's like, "Hey, Fredo, hey, how's it going?" Knowing that, it's an insult. And there's the Chaplinsky decision, which means that in American jurisprudence, if you say you call somebody a name, you issue fighting words, you're allowed to deck that guy. You're allowed to hit that guy. That's the Chaplinsky decision. There's such a thing as fighting words. In the Chaplinsky decision, it was because a guy had called a police officer a fascist. He called him a fascist, and that means those are fighting words, and therefore there are some restrictions to free speech. So this asshole, this piece of shit asshole, this stupid motherfucker, who the fuck is this douchebag? And you can clearly tell that it's a setup. It's a setup, so they're trying to fuck Chris Cuomo over. Hey, here's a big, huge, star, so let's fuck his entire life over. Let's fuck his entire career. He's hanging out at a bar, so he's hanging out, in public. This is our opportunity to get him. And Chris Cuomo is being, straightforward. Now, a lot of people are going to pick on Cuomo about him equating Fredo with the N-word. When it comes to what insults people, I mean, if it insults you, it insults you, right? So what if, you call a black person Fredo? Hey, what's up, Fredo? Hey, you ain't nothing but a Fredo. Fredo is, a douchebag. Fredo's a loser, an idiot, a screw-up. So Fredo is not a compliment whatsoever. But, he's in the heat of the argument. And so being in the heat of the argument, somebody just pissed him off, called him a name. He tried to explain it to him. This is what I'm about. This is who I am. I got a show on CNN, so this is exactly what's going on. This is who I am, what I'm about. I found that Chris Cuomo, while he cusses a bit, he, stood his ground. And I think he stood his ground pretty good.
Fredo is from The Godfather. He was our weak brother. And they used it as an Italian version. Are you Italian?
And that asshole right there, he's sitting there explaining it, saying, Fredo is from Godfather, and he goes, "Isn't that your brother? Isn't that your brother? Don't you have a brother, Fredo?" So I think because Cuomo, he's got a brother and a father, they're in politics or something. And so this guy, first he's calling Chris Cuomo Fredo. Now he's calling his brother and his father, Fredo. Now he's insulting his family. And this piece of shit motherfucker, he ain't interested in the conversation. He's not interested in, actually furthering the narrative or, articulating a position. This piece of shit is just trying to fuck this guy over. He's just trying to fuck him over. And fuck him for doing that.
I gotta look at fucking insult to your people. It's an insult to your fucking people. It's like the N-word for us. Is that a whole fucking thing? You're a much more reasonable guy in person than you seem to be on television.
Yeah, so this piece of shit, right? He's standing within just a few feet of Chris Cuomo, just being a fucking, punk-ass, smart-ass, low-life piece of shit. Oh, you're much more reasonable in person. Man, fuck you. You're saying all this shit underhanded. And so what? This guy is doing a good public service? What the fuck is this guy trying to do? Trying to get some money? Trying to extort him? Trying to ruin this guy's career? Trying to make some money off of YouTube? What the fuck is the point of this piece of shit, going up to Chris Cuomo and being a fucking dick? What's the point of it? How can people sit there and say, you know what? This is the kind of dialogue we need. We need, a person like this douchebag. And then Chris Cuomo is going to call his ass right out. He says, "Look, I'm going to call you a punk-ass bitch. You're going to call me a name? I just called you a punk-ass bitch. So how do you like, the name calling now?" And the guy, he didn't like it. He tried to play it cool, but eventually he knows that he's going to, he's going to keep on provoking him, and he's going to take his glasses off. Because, oh shit, I don't want my glasses to get broken. This guy's about to hit me, and I'm about to get, paid. I'm about to get some millions. So I'm going to take these glasses off so, I don't break my $50 glasses because I'm about to make millions.
Play in a fucking play. You got something you want to say about what I do on television to say. Enough of the phone here. Hey, man, hey, listen. What? You're going to have a big fucking problem. What's the problem? It's a little different on TV. But don't fucking insult me like that. I didn't insult you. You call me Fredo. It's like I call you punk bitch. You like that? You want that to be your nickname? I didn't call you that. I call me Fredo.
And so he's sitting there saying, quit playing, quit playing. You know what you're doing. You know precisely what you're doing. You're being an insulting prick, and you need to own up to it. Tell the truth. And this piece of shit, this stupid little worm, this little worm, he's going to sit there and, oh, no, I really thought your name was Fredo. He explained it. He explained himself. Now you know it's not. But he's sitting there saying, I thought that was your brother. He's just being a fucking dick. He's just being a piece of shit.
It's not fucking Fredo. I mean, it was. You did not think my name was fucking Fredo. Don't be a liar. Stand up like a man.
He said, don't be a liar. Don't be a liar. Stand up like a man. You know you said it, so why don't you, claim it? You called me Fredo. You know you did it. You know you did it intentionally to piss me off. And then what's so kind of fucked up, essentially, I mean, there are things, Donald Trump, he doesn't like to have his hands insulted. That's like a peculiar, he's an asshole, so, if you don't like the guy, fuck him. I can understand that. But it seems like when, your enemies find out about something that you don't like, well, then they just found a nice golden gem, right? They found a nice nugget. They found a nice diamond. Oh, we can fuck with him again. And so people that don't like Chris Cuomo, like Jimmy Dore, Jimmy Dores is going on and on about how, oh, this is Fredo. We're going to call him Fredo. No, he's Fredo now. And Jimmy Dore's big on Donald Trump's hands. So essentially because this bothers Chris Cuomo, like if he was to go around calling Jimmy Dore punk-ass bitch, hey, punk-ass bitch, you punk-ass bitch. If people went around just, doing that, even if you believe, like, free speech up until, like, infinity, you would get annoyed, right, just having somebody sit next to you saying, hey, punk-ass bitch, what's up, punk-ass bitch, you're a punk-ass bitch. Do you know that? You're a punk-ass bitch, you punk-ass bitch. What good is that? What good is, we need that kind of, that's the kind of talk we need. We need just some fucking piece of shit, low-life motherfuckers. I don't hate Chris Cuomo. He has never done anything to me. He's got a show on TV, and actually I think he's one of the more enlightened ones. For corporate media, yeah, Chris Cuomo's more of the enlightened ones. He has a lot of Bernie supporters on it. TYT, they've had some of their people have been on his show, so he's given voice to the voiceless. He's more left to, most of the corporate CNN anchors. So this would be a guy that I would think you'd want to come and defend. But, Jimmy Dore and Kyle Kulinski is going to be a hypocrite, and I'll talk more about that in a second.
Shut up, man. To be the man up here. Then fucking own it. Then own what you said. Hey, then own what you said. You're going to have a fucking problem. What? What are you going to do about it? I'll fucking ruin your shit. I'll fucking throw you down these stairs like a fucking punk. Please do.
And then now this little stupid punk-ass bitch, I don't even give a fuck who the guy is. There's Chris Cuomo and then some stupid punk-ass bitch is just being a punk-ass bitch. And he's like, well, why don't you do something then, huh? Why don't you do something? And so he's insulting him. He's just provoking him, just trying to, just punk-ass bitch, you punk-ass bitch, you punk-ass bitch. After what? How many times are you, supposed to listen to you're a punk-ass bitch without being, annoyed or, feeling like either, what, you got to move? You got to move because this motherfucker's going to sit there and insult you. I feel like Chris Cuomo did it perfect. He didn't punch the guy, but he got in his face and he essentially said, you ain't a man. What the hell are you? You're going to sit there and pull this shit. And he's like, what you going to do? What you going to do? The guy's, I think what pisses me off about this so much is that it's a setup. It's a setup from the word jump. And so this motherfucker is just saying, you're a punk-ass bitch, you're a punk-ass bitch, what you going to do about it? I just called you a punk-ass bitch, what you going to do about it? So you're, are you trying to goat me? Are you trying to get me to do something? And if you're trying to get them to do something and they do what you were trying to get them to do, I mean, then that you should be happy with that, right? So, hey, I was just doing what you wanted me to do. You wanted, me to confront you about this shit. You wanted to be a punk-ass bitch, so now I'm in your face calling you a punk-ass bitch. Tell the truth. Don't be a liar. Don't be a liar. Be a man. Be a man. You called me a fucking Fredo, so fucking own up to it, you stupid but he's a liar. This piece of punk-ass shit bitch. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that wasn't your name. Is that your brother's name? Is it your father's name? Is it all your Italian family's name? It's an insult, and it's fucking bullshit. So I'm 100% with Chris Cuomo from, the beginning to the end. Because it doesn't turn into violence, but he said something to this piece of shit motherfucker.
sue? You don't want to. You can fucking sue? Well, why don't you do it? Take a swing. You call me Fredo. Take a fucking swing. Take a fucking swing. Watch your fucking hands. Watch your fucking hands.
So this is the part where the guy takes off the glasses. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? And then eventually, you know, Chris Cuomo's got some pretty decent logic or reasoning skills, because in the middle he's gonna sit there and say, well, because you're gonna sue, and that's what you're trying to do. You're just goading me so you could sue and just take a bunch of money. Jesus, this guy's a punk ass bitch, and I'm glad Chris Cuomo called him out on it.
Come on, boy. You wanna call me shit? Call me shit. Hey, listen, man. I'll fucking wreck your shit. I'll fucking wreck your shit. Stop. You didn't know what you were doing. I thought it was your name. I thought it was your name. You didn't know, right?
Chris Cuomo is about to ruin him. Chris Cuomo is about to throw him down the steps. He's about to ruin you. I'm about to ruin you. So, you know, they had something to say. Chris Cuomo has a lot more to say, because he's a man, because he's an actual man. And so it's kind of, you know, you have a lot of these guys, Kyle Kalinske definitely, because they wanted Richard Ojeda. They wanted Richard Ojeda, you know, to be the nominee because he's a fighter, right? They wanted a fighter, a street fighter, so someone like a Richard Ojeda. And so they're going to sit there and honor, you know, Richard Ojeda and his fighting skills. And here you got a fighter who's, you know, he's not running for office or, you know, trying to win the people over. He's got a show so people can take something away from him. Now, there's the Kyle Kalinske. He had mentioned he was a hypocrite. He's usually pretty good with his logic, but Kyle Kalinske, he says, man, bro, you can't do this, bro. What you doing, bro? You're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass dude, bro. Dude, you can't do this shit no more, dude. Bro, you can't do that, bro. Dude and bro, none of that, you know, was for Chris Cuomo. Hey, you can't do that no more. He's just, you know, wagging his finger. Bro, you're a grown-ass man, but just, you know, about a minute before, he was sitting there saying, you saying something, bro? He was sitting there saying that the bullies in school, the jocks, would, you know, always looking for a fight. So they're like, you want to take us outside, bro? You saying something, bro? And then he laughs and he grabs the bridge of his nose, just like in Dazed and Confused, like that squeamish, you know, that weird, just, it's cringeworthy and So anyways, he's going to point out the bullies, all these people that had bullied him when he was younger, or when, I guess, the jocks, I don't know where it come from, but he's sitting there saying he hated that. He hated how the jocks would always say, you saying something, bro? You want to take us outside, bro? And he laughs and he grabs the bridge of his nose, and then later on he's going to say, hey, bro, you're a grown-ass man, bro. You dude, come on, you can't do this shit no more, bro. So, which is it? Is bro bad or good? Because it sounds like, you know, you're the bully when it comes to bro, and then later on he's going to be, you know, broing the shit out of Chris Cuomo. His name's Chris Cuomo, not bro. And then later on, Kyle Kalinske is going to laugh about how Donald Trump is putting out a bunch of T-shirts that say Guido Unhinged. And he was like, you know, he's a war criminal and he's this and that, but really, ultimately, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's funny. That's what he's going to say. He's going to sit there and say that he's funny. Oh, okay, so because you thought that his insult to Chris Cuomo was hilarious, I mean, Jesus Christ, you hit Donald Trump on, you know, his insecurities, and now he's, you know, going after everybody else's insecurities. And is this the conversation? Is this the conversation? I mean, my God, there's obvious things. You want to piss somebody off? Call them a son of a bitch. It's easy. You're a piece of shit little bitch boy. You know what I mean? It's easy to, if you want to goad somebody into a fight, that is not a hard thing to do. It's not a hard thing to do.
Saying, right? I thought it was
the guy is still sitting there saying, I thought it was your name. I really thought it was. Oh, that guy's genuine. That guy's honest. Right? Oh, you really thought that was his name. That's what you really thought? So he's just lying over and over again. Who the fuck would want to talk to this bitch-ass, you know, this punk-ass bitch? Who the fuck would want to ever engage in this? You know, I wouldn't want to be this guy's friend. This is, you know, hey, let's try to, what? Take down a celebrity? Are they good or bad? Does that matter? Who gives a shit? They're a celebrity, so let's just go fuck with them and then see if they get pissed off. If I was in the jury and, you know, somebody was fucking with somebody and then they got pissed off and, you know, if Chris Cuomo would have decked this guy, just would have, you know, threw a punch, just one punch, and would have knocked him down to the ground, I would have acquitted him of all charges. I would have acquitted him 100%, every bit of it. This guy isn't trying to de-escalate, he's escalating, so he's like a police officer, right? He's just starting shit just to be starting shit. And so, you know, what the fuck? It's just not necessary. It's just not necessary, the people just being a dick over and over again. Do you have free speech? I think, too, you know, some You know, that's the law of the land. You know, I got my questions with the Chaplinsky decision, but that's the law of America. So you call somebody a name they don't like, you have a right to deck them. Those are fighting words. And since those are fighting words, you know... And then at the end, right, he thought he was good, right? Hey, Fredo. No, I thought your name was Fredo. No, is your mother, is your brother, is your father Fredo? Everybody's Fredo, you Fredo piece of shit. You dumb loser. You dumbass fuck-up idiot. You low-life fuck-up idiot loser. Huh? You're a fucking Fredo. I thought you was Fredo. No, I thought that's what it was. No, you know what? I'm not doing nothing. What? I'm just sitting here. I'm not saying nothing, but I thought your name really was Fredo. Now you're in for it. Now you're in for it. That's a setup. The whole thing is a setup from, you know, jump from the beginning to the end. And fuck that guy. Now he's in for it for what? Showing that, you know, Chris Cuomo's got a raw side. Guess what, America? Everybody's got a raw side. And the only question is, essentially, is what would you do? You know, some people say they just walk away, but, you know, people like, you know, others that stand up. So the people that stand up, that's I like people that stand up. So I'm glad that he stood up. I'm, you know, glad that he didn't deck him. I don't actually, you know, I believe that we have free speech almost to a crazy degree, but I wouldn't have been pissed off if he did. So I'm glad the way that this turned out was perfect. This turned out perfect. Piece of shit, punk-ass bitch, you got in his face, you're a liar. Why don't you be a man? You're a liar. The punk-ass bitch wasn't a man. Punk-ass bitch wouldn't stand up and say, yeah, I was baiting you. Yeah, I was trying to call you Freddie to piss you off so that way you could deck me and I could see you. That's what I'm setting you up. That's what I'm doing here. So he didn't hit him, so there's no violence, no assault charges. He gets in his face, you punk-ass bitch. You're a liar. Be a man. Why don't you be a man? No, own up to what you said. You know what you said. You did it. So I, you know, congratulate Chris Cuomo. I applaud Chris Cuomo. He threaded that needle perfect. You know, if there had been an assault, right, I think that's a different question. But since there was no assault, he got in the guy's face. He was being a rude dick-ass piece of shit to him, and he was a rude dick-ass piece of shit right back. He said something that pissed him off just to piss him off, so Cuomo tried to say some shit that would piss him off. He did the exact same thing. That's justice. That's fairness. And you saw how that, you know, punk-ass bitch fucking took it. Right, you're a punk-ass bitch. And he was like, you know, kind of just bowed his head down. Yeah, I know. So, yeah, Chris Cuomo, you know, I think, you know, I hope that this doesn't ruin his career. And I got your back, Chris Cuomo. You're a friend of mine. I don't hate you for this. If anything, I got nothing but love for you. That's so more real and raw and engaging. People can relate to that. Whereas when you're on TV, it's more of a cookie-cutter, you know, sort of bleached, whitewashed, you know, image of a person. So anyways, Chris Cuomo, fucking America badass. You know, back the fuck up off of Chris Cuomo. He showed you how to be a man, America. That's how you be a man. Kyle Kulinski, Jimmy Dore spit, you know, on Alex Jones. So is that what a man does? If you're being confronted, you spit at him. Is that better, Jimmy Dore? Kyle Kulinski, he's going to, you know, do this sort of, hey, bro, what's up, bro? You know, so he's essentially bullying Chris Cuomo even more. When's it stop, bro? Hey, bro, when's it stop? Does it ever stop, dude? You're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass man. You can't, you know, see when another grown-ass man is in a situation, and he handled it perfectly. He stood up for himself. He got, you know, set a piece of his mind, and then the situation's over. Fucking perfect. So, yeah. Peace out, America.